na wie ye House of Folk ena nam kwatempo no so mu ebeje unso mu hye kotoko no promise upon promise togo afa de kan nyina no ode amu omo na ode undisclosed amount e de aka kire boys ne se monko na nyame aduma kosie da nwumre monko hye duals eno nso me de bema mu ena no pay ya tena se live on today's post eno nso ye ba nya be kam nsam e de atro Emmanuel Jamfi deputy captain for Kumase Asante Kotoko va Zoom ono nso no ebebo modern na fei discipline committee no omuka no wayi ano sentia ensasa ne ho kire no se player ne din and okpe na no akotoko ehia omo no utia ne na so ebra na ball eni honomo ene Emmanuel Jamfi ewa konya so betumi ayi ne ho ano a eno nso ene ne eba kin fensa so ye abusafo no ye te ho de kire o ampaniampa de ne bem se technical team ne de omuko hihye cons ekoduru meka ewo honomo nanso ebene so ye se players no mmra na enye training no nye player bia ne ho a wetimi ekoye den ene si ya players no entimi anchor this and many more and on pay ya dey bro live on Oripa FM also on Oripa television joining also on Oripa your social media Oripa radio Oripa sports on Facebook Oripa radio Oripa sports on Facebook baba madem na afei odo adwenche no e de aba ya no ahye show no na afei wunua etumi enya bi ahwe ye ba na afei sports layer e de abewuram e wo obi man so e Gideon Kwame Boatem chief executive producer Samuel Mensa born again mamiesi anopai production no yame adom aye krado e faith homeopathic clinic ene ye bejane so na baba yisa e de awuram e wo obi eman so medical culture se wo hwa ade no ya na hunu mienu ene ne se ete ene asiso obi de ye stroke ya de na omosa no omo pe ya de friend say chronic e ba wo so wa hwa na ebekun eno nso no mo face no e faith ne di edi dwuma nti ade bia wonim say chronic aba wo so te say diabetes pressure sanso na ulcer asthma no bomodem na fakọ ahenema kokoben eti junction ne so a wo kono be hia nkrofo omu di adanse won so kọ a de wo munie aduru na de be ma wo no ye mfa nsuo nka ho enom obetafre ebretia bi mu no na ahoto ene ahoden aba eye 0244 583 859 ebra dwoda kosini memenda omatumi atenase Roman father na aduru ne de wotia na saka ni twamu a tumrika pa na di akire na kope bito sansa wo a wo trafa akoche wutwika adwumaden na wo ye no wachi bramo no ya na etwetwem ne nyina mu nso osisi no eno ena boa yen ma ade achi wotimi sori na akọ adwumade bia wudie on sataye otitiriti ene wonan eye stroke ebo wonka ye nso tobre mu awontutu oba haw edin no eye Father Martins Herbal Mixture uwie pa kai se agimi go Herbal Mixture ne de wo ba de besiesie ayemfie ho ho betwa yopo na nakọ ho a ahomeka ebeba ne nyina mu nso no wo ba be ma ne woda wo se wo de wunima de efe ne se de wonte de ne nyina no wohia agimi go Herbal Mixture be ma de wodwonso ne mo hyehyew eni go no de me kanfo e de ma wono no bra promise Herbal komasi adum na bejo de ana Fedimans Colinac Misty Herbal 0243 115 948 Mapan Medical Supply na se men kanfo mfama se na de ye nyina ye nkokire nkaso ewo ayaresabia se ye kocheke ye pressure eno nko akekede a enka medical culture se bomodem na nya ize pressure ni bi monitor afidie no nya bi kosi fie woni abusua no monchemfa anapa bia na de acheke o pressure ne se ne tibia mu etesen se ba se wosoro ana elfomu a na okopiem ewo ayaresabia bomodem so be piem ewo Pelen Pharmacy so me about Saks Pharmacy Patase Sanso and NNA Pharmacy Patase Western Pharmacy Sofoli from Panim 4 on 050 840 9506 050 840 9506 Naturalend Company Limited osi agudie ye die mrantie mutie yen epajo so betime gina wona so na kakra wo de ma oba no wate won fa so ne mfifire no be ma de enka ache bia be sabusumi nsia na wo mpa no Africa Carpenter ro abebum sansa wo adwuma wo ye no ekonkan bomodem so obenya True Man capsules edin no maboni minu ne de akere wo wunya bia obedi mu sisie no be ye adwuma na afei wo no oba ne so da watime gina wona so etumi ache baabi eto aduro bia no edin ye True Man capsules na be ma wo hia ebra ensutobre mu anwumre oga bi oyiri bi ewo wo nchen 0204 616 161 de mede kwa ba no eye 21st clinic yade bia wobɛte so bi kana bonten sciatica no bia wo kana kwa ontimi mwa ensa ho yade nemom sciatica de wokɔ ehwa overseas Alpha Radio ntwono mu wono mu a ho na abehu wo mu kuma se yen yade no eno no enkranfo no mu kopiem ewo Dome Market heavy do building mu na no so makohu wo mu afie kuma number 9 taxi station ho mu wo ho so nwane tachima go so obi azi sciatica omo de mfidi efa mfidi mu wie pɛ no mo de herbal treatment e de amount oba ne massage wa nyema be koyie e de amount efie fufuo efie banko no 21st canteen eno nso abie e de atom bomaden sa oni e be hwe bom bra wo freyen on 050 311 311 050 311 311 na fe watimi abomoden enso no mu ahwe e de abom eye 9:55 on the dot ebrewei eye sports lawyer babaisa nimrenie so de wuram kakra meet bese du e wo bi man so e ba ya pe no ne de ya kan ebro live on efie ensama baba enante.
All right, Tinti, Anope, Babia will be a special good morning. And your day, Emma, woman, Sanson, say Anope, your conco, phone crosso, na and Sama, a D at the intention, someone pay a boom from pa, our and co phone crosso, no, Yadon Sam, a two and him, our Jumadian so, Anope, some doso, name of your showbo, say, dear Disafata Sautie, and your day, Eba, a Kitikitiman Polibi, and I can't so Yanum, I can't pa, Yatras no pay yabatu ya boss na fe ya treno ama yanetio for live on Oyerepa TV, live on Oyerepa 100.7 FM and 10 times aminya way emfa emfrio. Happy birthday to Madam Era Ama Aduma, happy birthday to Madam Era Ama Aduma. Wote kwamo na we aduma e okro from oba spendilab and I say yamfa happy birthday message emfa mountain tam so youngra mom na fe yamfa stories nipi and to anima anopay na oko France asua ya Euro 2020 no Samra Manoka say enya de say amokan biem na amo talisman Kylian Mbappe Lotin anopay reporter Ebanie report no HM say oko Leonardo Sporting Director Emma Paris Saint-Germain asua ya wo ye everything possible say ombetimi arua na fe a brand na contract amano na oko abrantana so ya wanyanka ache Paris Saint-Germain for empenin for se da bi wakabon sematiko ka yanum kotodwe se oje penia pa asantana Paris Saint-Germain stand there why stand aka nimfie baako na ne contractor wane Paris Saint-Germain wo eba na wie ye owia e na obetima decide se otna ananse okwenom aye reporter eno efru eba eno na report no HM se nasa Kaliafi no eye president Emma Club no wo penino dia tudwa say obey everything possible na fe Kylian Mbappe watimi atena to so esiakan ama team no minko Guy Southgate na so ye na Guy Southgate onom eye trene Emma the three lions of England or say Raheem Sterling or ye fighter na o believe say Raheem Sterling form na empempe wo omnom obetimi aboa ama abrante no etimi akwa nim na fe Euro 2020 amani so adew no se ombetime adeno ombetime alefti ultimate no na fe niema koye ama womom aye na dwentre se okopiema ene no ope best players best miensa ewo Euro 2020 nima Raheem Sterling enso ekambi na uko ensamfu from England France nyankopon bo amberamo ewo Rome na futo enyako ama English France ne se ma amonko esanse uko piemom ewo quarter final ne Ukraine bebo nyankopon bo Saturday na nyadia se with COVID-19 restrictions inti ombetim eramo ewo Rome ho na fama kohwe game no bie omu Rome ewo Roma fisa omu free Britain woman ebenya some days in quarantine na say 5 days eba quarantine woman etinya de say game no kra ombenya bi etime ahwe eno aye reporter anopay ekansa yanko zemi rednap na so ye na ode atudwasem afutuo a wode ema Guy Southgate and say Guy Southgate enya de obetima bia na fe Mason Mount no onfa no enka ne squad no nyankopon bo a woman Ukraine game no e wo say enya Mason Mount a osi akan ne bie was it nano e wom said the three lions of England and Diamond South of Germany ebono omu di nkunim die niema koye emwamu nemom no die onim ene say Abranton e kind of three lions of England team no a ma team no team e complete oko guys Southgate as ya and pay I mean confirming na and for Emma so dia tuja say Hurricane no massa e say go na in sentiment kan emra amane Diamond South of Germany at the airport no ama Abranton mo team bet ma kosoro ama ene pressure ana e wono so na etime aba form enti going forward na niem be koye ama Abranton o believe say yenwe Euro 2020 no na ope strikers o matime ase more goals na Hurricane enso etime akambi Alexander Zinchenko oko na so ya wono esi akan ema Ukraine national team no oya adwuma ema Manchester City ewo Premier League no Alexander Zinchenko e de atodwa se ono de onim ene se Raheem Sterling ono a player ba ko ewo three lions of England national team no masa utime yin free game no ma we game no enti Ukraine and the three lions of England where one player or training so betimi ayin a free game no yet oko Belgium national team na so ya woman medical team no e work assiduously say tie bia Eden Hazard and afi Kevin De Bruyne woman home e betimi atom na afi sa 2 plus e etimi awura na afi omatimi abo next game no bie e game a be difficult game samanante no homo e be game no be on Friday and no a reporter yansa eka yanko Jack Grealish asweye Jack Grealish he said the three lions of England team bia omo kwakobo am fan say a World Cup final and one bebo ngomani abre say Euro 2020 2021 no I was say omo everything possible now fe woman say etimi eka the ultimate and on here mo enti ombe ko dia komanim na fe omatimi ade trophy no Andy Murray one a tennis player or the two just out bia Euro 2020 elko and ekwanya the three lions of England and amsona ono de o believe say one more ebetimi aleti the ultimate no ombetimi adekuru no amano ayeye eno aye Andy Murray anopay letters or deba na maminko England na anopay minya juma ewo England de teniem oko Nuno Espirito Santo na suya anopay reporter Ebony Nuno Espirito Santo ade atoja say uko piema Tottenham Spurs offer na wamde buy no na ohwe offer no ene enkoma omo edia oni bibia obeye danse oberuramo na fe watama be aduma ama Tottenham Spurs enom ena fans no ebo Fabio Pratisi abaso say openi no appoint a good manager ama Tottenham Spurs omo believe say obetime aboa na fe ne makoye ama team no fans ne dia toja say amanya everything possible na fe amonfa Adama Tuare awsi akan ema Wolverhampton Wanderers mapiemo ewo Tottenham Spurs omo gidie say Adama Tuare ebeka Tottenham Spurs team no a ebeboa ama enema koye ama team no yanko West Ham United amansoye West Ham United edin komo ewo Association Sportive di Roma amansoye say Ruben Olsen amra na amaya juma emfa ema team no Ruben Olsen eye goalkeeper ma Roma report and pay eba etem say West Ham United edin komo say Abranton emra na fe amaya juma emfa ema team no Fabio Capello ade atudwa say obebo Jorginho baso esan say Jorginho juma oye ama the three lions of England no a super by all standard with defense na nim na ultra ne passing and the defensive qualities are alternative our Euro 2020 ma ama ensema Thomas Tuchel de tuja say Abranton no one of the best midfielders no this answer no and so etimi atom menko Arsenal so ye na fe yanto so emfa emfro oko Arsenal so ya reporter Ebony report no HM successful midfielder Manuel Locatelli no officially omo debate akose amram na ameya juma emfa ema Arsenal omo believe say oye player Arsenal MSC enti omunya Abranton no mfimfiwa ebeboa ama enema koye ama team no minko Manchester United ama so ye na niye tenie Manchester United officially omanya debate akọ say Cristiano Ronaldo no omunya na mope enra ena meditu just Cristiano Ronaldo Jorge Mendes awe agent Emma Ronaldo after the meeting with Juventus so na fema din come say either say branch no etna and answer or report and pay eba HM say enkomodena sanse ekoso say Ronaldo for Manchester United 27 million pounds a year and what after tax Juventus. The question is Manchester United about 27 million pounds no ama Ronaldo announce amuntu asa sika no emfa ema Ronaldo oko Real Madrid aso ya oma boramo ewo Leicester City aso ya Don Carlo Ancelotti eltwanem se Kagla Soyuncu akodane a good defender obepiemo ewo Real Madrid with the absence of Sergio Ramos no a reliable defender obetimi aboa ama team no nkanko enso etima ko Zedin Sancho makato dada say ene no oye player ema Manchester United akasa announcement ebeba abonten na Zedin Sancho yamfa ntudwa say oko Rio Ferdinand aso ya what afuto ama say ade a also ye ewo Manchester United na ema no do niema Ronaldo mbaye ewo Manchester United tiawa ewo say otene wo say Manchester United team num ewo say oyere no na okonkoden enye se biawa fi Borussia Dortmund abanti utirim eba bayo Daniel Jade one say mane empre say chinchin ewo say jersey number 7 no me de ema me na femise ewo Manchester United no eye afuto a Rio Ferdinand ete amano oko Kingsley Coman aso Kingsley Coman eya adwuma ema Bayern Munich na anopai reporter efi Kingsley Coman aso eba HM say Bayern Munich at 90 million euros and out so say wa pe Kingsley Coman betua 90 million euros na fe Kingsley Coman enkonko adwuma emfa ema Aaron Wan Bissaka a player ema Manchester United na anopai Aaron Wan Bissaka dia tudwa say ano Aaron Wan Bissaka na nije say Zedin Sancho efi Borussia Dortmund abaya juma ama Manchester United or a good player by all standard or believe say obepiemo our Manchester United or manage to do no say 2022-2021 season yebewura in August no ombetimi adine betimi abam ama Bobo kono oko Chelsea aso ya womane Manchester City respectively reporter yanseka HM say Sergio Ramos enkeni bia dwam na osia kan ema Madrid legend no omade beda ko se free agent namra na omesia kan emfa ema mutima de meme teacher say wahuri ejadi kan eye Chelsea team the Chelsea and LED race no for Sergio Ramos enya ono nko a any player wama epeno oko Ellen Brun Holland aso ya waya adwuma ema Borussia Dortmund anopai demenseka efi Miss Marina Grasnokkaya na so ye HM say yankuramo ewo next season no na amaye everything possible Ruanom a player Emma Chelsea minko Thiago Silva na so ye Thiago Silva a player Emma Chelsea na onim se Copa America no ye rum el quarter final amani Chile and abebo eda etina na odi atudwa se Brazil national team no e prepared for Chile ombetin kunim ewo Chile so owie sansem no and odi tudwa se as a player se okobobo bia sorry anopa player e bani din and answer the din e bani trim e Paulo Maldini osiakan to the age of 40 to 41 years and sample and ordinary born eba na we ye enti ano Thiago Silva onso daye se emprempe no ordinary born ebeba na we ye minko Hurricane na so ye na report I mean second if you Tottenham Spurs aso ye HM se oko maso ye a se ne tie bia Fabio Partisi anya dia tudwa se Hurricane no wo mo betimi aton no say right off a bar why not ombeton no na se omoton branch na wo mberura mo ewo Maro Icardi aso ye na fe Maro Icardi abe player ama Tottenham Spurs Fabio Partisi wo penina kikansem bio na onimsa were isolated ewo Tottenham Spurs training ground so na memfan tudwa se opening and central for ebusa na sa ade na baya ema Nuno Espirito Santo na mofa no tem se adekodi enta ye fa Nuno Espirito Santo ene se ene no ba bia pese de club no ekono Nuno Espirito Santo wonim eho obetim the club no adu ho onim se yen ye tete players na opening no sa players ye pese ye tete omunyina no opening no ebetimi aboa ama amano etime ebem onim say aboa a develop a lot of players our Wolverhampton Wanderers Adama Traore nom Raul Jimenez nom Pedro Neto nom Diogo Jota omunyina players papa ina tete wo mo enti I believe wo mo enti ene ye dene ebaye uko Spain anopema memfa ntudwa say for the first time in 17 years Lionel Messi technically no longer Barcelona player PM na chese o hwe contract no midnight etwa no na eba na wie na uko Lionel Messi aso ya abusanfo yamfa ntudwa say one Laporta e dey atudwa say omodie wo ye everything possible say ombetimi ama no contract extension Lionel Messi na nkisa pese otena na oto aso si akan ema FC Barcelona na de onim ene say uko enei financial fair play no ene La Liga rules e was sika unya no eno na ode run club na ama na edin say ombetimi Arsenal contract ama Lionel Messi na so wo be everything possible na fe ombetimi Arsenal contract ama Lionel Messi anom aye report by Ronald Koeman aye manager man Barca Ronald Koeman anya de atudwa say ono Ronald Koeman de o ka che Barca for say a Brighton hu hia pa ema FC Barca enti omwura mu na fe omanya everything possible na omfa Lionel Messi emra obetimi aboa manema koye ama team no ko say your Busquets aso ya o player ema Barca na Barca ema no contract extension Barca de atuna nim gise ni pay na urgent otiso 50% with COVID-19 pandemic no want so 50% about day say oruanom ombetama na contract extension Pep Guardiola adiato FC Barca nim say womngram Luis Enrique coach now ema Spanish national team no ono ayobia obetime aserve Barca biem into penin sama wodi atodwa and American Barca asem no Leonardo Spinazzola oye Italian international reporter and pay eba HM say Barca so program say Leonardo Spinazzola no omra na Messi kan emfa ema team no oko seyo Ramos asuya born again fatu sumame na Abrante de Etienne onim say the officially wanya delete Real Madrid bibia at afi ni social media Real Madrid logo ni ajaja na data ni social media nyina watimi delete at afriwa anope tonsem ema wo Pedri player ema Barca Alvaro Morata at the atudwa say Pedri ne de o believe e wono say that piano be one of the best players e was asasi so esan say o hwa adwuma Abrante abo e wo Eros Meniama oye ama Barca na that piano ope one of the best players wo mate Barca team no e besia konkon e Pedri Ferran Torres de atudwa say Eric Garcia e good player obetimi aboa ama FC Barca so enkanko etimako na ye kan na seda e OD4 Samuel Ministries omo dia anopay e wo say okọ Manchester traffic light na say na kanasa na so say wo mo a ene Disamen Heba clinic abepiemo e wo asokwai mampo du asokwai mampo a ye ben edwa kese no na ko na feni ma nyina nkoye e ma udu a mesi adwobia wo pato D4 do no obanya bia tonsan dokodoko na pabi atu akotonsuo e na pabi ato tu bia akotonso a nyina no okọ Semen Heba clinic obanya bia to e wo asokwai mampo anopai papa tenase au Manchester traffic light na say Jaba family house ko na fe ene wo hawo amanda abinisie no won fa no so na onyi emfam firi so de ete ne se ono ntonsuo ontonkuto e na so ye nyinam no kwa obeboa ama enema koye ama 0554 626 05205554 626 befre na fe ne nyina akoye ama Juventus e kobobosia 400 million euros na free am the Ula club no ni nyina ay COVID-19 pandemic nti ana sabo sen omoko akwaje nyina so na yemfa maransem nsi
yemra meto so emfa mamo ebra non do abapa ho meet edu miensa pepepe on still on today's post mame enka wo say yeba ni abehwe mo messages no mu e de amam kakra wie pe na panel nyina no etena say ama yaba abedi enkomo bebre ewo kasafidie so nyame adumu akwasieda ayiwa woda edinu Mercy good we nurse ni ewo macro kwasieda ayiwa woda nti happy birthday in advance enko emfama Mercy good aha de tie no na enra na wonso di wa woda openya efro se Francis Ajenim Boaten ambassador Kifit Club ewo ejoso ejoso krapa on chairman eno no Dada Boat na dodo na efre no happy belated birthday to Dada Boat nti no yenyina so na afei yemra emehwe mo messages no mu emfa emma mo bosomtwura bank ɛna mede no ɛbɛ kan mo messages no me se in banking deɛ o kwa a yɛ tie nhyehyɛ ya wo de ato dwa no sɛ anisoade hunu bi wom ɛyɛ papa ɛbɛboa wo na afei wo dwene ho a na ade ho akɔbɔ mu ɛno na nhwehwɛmu no akyɛ sɛ obiaa a wɔde ne ho ɛbɔ bosontwe ura bank no nyaade a ɛnyɛma bɛkɔ akyɛwakyew ɛde ama no ɛfiri adwumayɛfo so ɛfiri nsɔre so ɛfiri ankorankora bɔmmɔden sɛ ɔbɛkɔ wokɔ hɔ a hɔ na abɛnya MoneyGram Western Union transfer sanso ɛna mobile money yɛ bi hɔ overdraft fixed deposit ne nyinaa no ɛyɛ kontanase hɔ ɛne ahyɛ kɛseɛ no ɛwɔ atonso bokuro kɔkɔben afiakobi trade kokofu gyache kwada so adwunase ɛyɛ 0244 575 360 0244 575 360 Hana Book Enterprise hanso masam ɛna mekan efie deɛ ɛbɛyɛ nika na ɛbɛyɛ akɔnɔ deɛ a gise fridge no obamodem na onya deep one ne bisi wɔ no mosisi na afei amansuo na kyele obi kura de kɔtonton na afei nyama akɔyie wo pɛ popcorn machine sanso na fufu pounding machine ene matufo se wonya bi na de si ba bi hɔ yɛ joint a dwuma kɛseɛ na wo ye no sanso na blenders cylinders gas cookers ni nyina no ebi wɔ hɔ kettles washing machines television all size ben na wo pɛ bobonten so bɛkɔ Hana Book Enterprise hansom na afei ne bo no so ɛda fam kama yɛto yɛbo ne kra nyama from Turkey UK and China ɛde ba yɛ bɔmɔden so bɛpiem wɔ adum opposite Prudential Plaza 0550 348212 0550 348212 ne kwakwa mu no na makwa aba no Star College of Communication SCC mede no ɛbɛkae mo messages yi radio adwuma no mmɔfra na ɛba no so ɔte so obi aben ne agine tum ɛsa ne mpewa a ɛhɔ ɛne baabi okosua na adeɛ bra Ɔrepa FM efi ha yɛ bɛpeke forms abretia bi mu no wanya akonya akosua adeɛ ɛwɔ Kumase Tana so hɔ ɛna school yi na tra kwan ɛwɔ weekend classes no ebia wadwuma nti opɛ sɛ onya akonya wɔn so yɛbɔ modem ne atumi aboaw ne akyerɛ wadeɛ kama wawie no yamau University Diploma Certificate umpewe na opediem National Service Opportunity nso ɛwɔ hɔ no mo course bia ne abodin bia no yɛde bɛma wo ɛwɔ SCC 0548 70 7010 0548 70 7010 yanko on Facebook na yankai mo messages no kakra Michael Owusu do not friend AK was it as usual. The distractors are on the move once again, moving from one radio station to another. But they have forgotten that they were given the opportunity to manage the club. They could not add a single value to the club. They should now understand that football has moved from only 3 points on the pitch, but other matters like sponsorship, branding, and infrastructures. We any Michael Usunedia de Abba Nana Kojo Stana. Was it good morning, boss player, watching the show live from Germany, Berlin. And watching Diano Eddie Efre, Samuel Anane Onoso Eddie Frikunsu Kojo Krum and Eddie Eba. Was it Nuno Tavares? Welcome to the biggest club in North London, Arsenal, the Gunners, and Sancho or whoever still only is the head coach of Manchester United. Every 1 minute bia na enene musa. Greetings to boss player inside Kunsu Kokotiesia. Hono adine die edi every eba. Oyibo Boateng from Enebehi was a hi Clementino. In fact, I wept for Ghana football after I saw some journalists in a jubilation mood after the FA disciplinary committee released that bogus ruling against Far Rangers. So, what has Nana Yaw done wrong to the GFA? In fact, Ghana football is moving into a ditch. Some journalists owe Mr. Nantechi an apology. Prosperity will judge us all. Nedia wade abanono. Nana say Pedro was it good morning. Doing the listening inside Fumeswa Mama Eva's store. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. Yada say na say Kwame Adumako watching the show live from Ashtown. Was it good morning, Clementino? I welcome Jadon Sancho to Manchester United and I hope he will do well. Nedia Enono. Daniel Coleman, the message on Facebook was watching the show live from Ahafo Kenya say number 2 Jerry Ko was greetings to all NS Nyameche and Daniel Ejay inside Kenya say number 2 Nedia no Kebodu Nedia Wadiabano was even the whole Nyantechi the then Kankebi in Ghana football is gone. How much more Kurt Okreku? I always blame Mr. George Afriye for letting some of us down during the FA election. What will Asante Kotoko gain by beating Kinfesa in this crucial moment? A religion like Ashanti, a region boosting of having too many football talents, don't deserve to have only 2 Premier League teams. Kotoko and Algood. No, again, it's a shame for a city like Kumerikan to have only 1 Premier team, and we won't let that to happen. Time to save Kinfesa from relegation, and to Alhaji Gruza, he should not joke with Kinfesa team. He should pay all the players' salary. Go, Isha Allah boys. To Kinfesa, we trust. Okay, Prince Young was a good morning, my brother. Please, any update on Emmanuel Jemfi issue with the GFA, and please tell the GFA at this crucial moment of our league, I think the top 4 teams and relegation battling teams should play at the same day and same time. My humble opinion. Watching the show live from Accra, Osu Akwaje Park. Ho ni bebia wadne dia no edi efri eba. Na me na wase na afei yema to aso emfa emfri onmo. Ene yebo modern na afei sade panel ni nyina ate ase no. Omo si yensam a wofie no edoso. Eni nti on today's post omo de omo brand omo de kɔ amanane ni nyina no ebeje bre no e wo fie na afei yetimi edi enkomo no. Eni nti mekɔ bafo ho na ene no mene no afiti ase yi a na chese dia ka nyina no etimi ato aso. Watching the show live on Orepa TV and afi utie na live on Orepa FM 100.7. Bavo akwaba
Ejositino
boko de
nyame de nenso ache me
de nyame ase
nenso ache me
de nyame ase
paye ya na egusu na ebo
bibia we fine
amon kai me ba no so mpai bom Friday.
Oh yes na omo wie ba kwa na akasen
Friday na final
Friday yeah say the channel say na okay ene ya wada na
Friday
channel okay it was school bay
say 2 schools na qualify for finals na ba ko dance man and almost school no
na
dey question
fantastic
yeah
nyame beye
you know
nyame beye ya chance ba for
enti no say wa woni pa Victor
Kotoko ana
Victor Kotoko.
Oh, okay tafo
yes oton CDs and then nkofo da so to CDs
bito
Victor CDs in it on the and then birthday.
Oh okay
and Victor birthday
and yeah happy birthday Victor.
Yeah you made this one
Kotoko no moja na wonu mu
hey Victor ofre wa na wo no wo kuntokwa asem a me no minim ho hwe no na me na na me kuntokwa
mo mpe Kotoko ba ko no
unia no se nyina sa fi kwa ba ko so
o sa
wo so na wo so kwan no so bi
I see
Victor twam wo ho ansan wako ono ya mensa ayi twum num nyina nam sa
kwa so squad show
oh yeah ngo ya fa so bi yesu ya fa so bi pa Tino Nana Yamponsa is no more Kotoko CEO starting from this morning. According to the GFE.
According to Harry Swe.
According to Harry.
As sports analyst.
Yaba be more honom.
I would have more so community or maybe mammy and you don't know Koba
and no honomo. Ain't you know? Yaba beka and munsem kakra and lady. Yes, you will feel we mun areas are touch kakra. Not just say Fire Rangers players. If you see, I started apply for floating. And also so, hold on more. And also,
I'm on transfer pen for the
baby. Or more crying into your Mokada, into no. When a pruner will be a baby from some Pomofa who dear Beya, Teams no honor per woman. 10 nano, not just any. Na and also so at the about and on the Aquasha Honmona. Fire Rangers has been banned for 5 years. Directors and shareholders. Now, Tino, Mesrel. Now, me Timiko, Minkwa,
Betimako,
Timesrel
started Shase Mammy.
Mesre Minanwa, Omoha, and I tear for it. Now, Oma boy kakra. Minim company code ni company nsɛnsɛm ni saa no man baby ɛwɔ but na me ne kwa me yɛ ho adwuma na ɔmo say yɛsi wade bi a woka na no me bɛka wa ha yɛsi piercing the corporate veil ɛfefo no ade a ɔmayɛ ɛnura after ruling no and I say ɔmo de ka verdict no pebro piercing the corporate veil na ɛno nso so yɛba bɛdi ɛno nso ho nkɔmɔ ɛwom nti as we progresses no na yɛba bɛdi nkɔmɔ na tino verdict ni bae no a lot has gone on ebinom associating with kotoko ebinom class na yamponsa ɛyɛ hatred a ɛfe no de time and I cat particularly at the time na yamponsa na ama sa verdict ndi aba ebinom say witch hunting amanfo ama aka all manner of things. Now, first and foremost, this ruling has absolutely nothing to do with Kotoko and Nkofon and TSSR. Secondly, it can never be witch hunting in any shape or form. It can never be witch hunting in any shape or form. And I'm challenging anybody, and I mean anybody, who says witch hunting to come with bare facts. Because I would give you bare facts. And then you're sorry, apostle preaching. No, or say facts are incontrovertible. Facts are incontrovertible. And Tina, Ubekaya, Kwabreya Boa, Tamano Watron, Africa Sports, no. Uba say Watro, a sort of say the facts are sacred, but comment is free. Facts are sacred, but comment is free. So I'm challenging anybody to come with bare facts to tell the whole world why this decision is a witch hunting one. I'm not saying I disagree or I agree or disagree with the decision. And Timobi and Kojaba Bingo Kase, Harry say decision, no, yes, I but I want to disprove that notion. And for person, I'm throw into the system, particularly to make Kotoko supporters feel say, the decision abano. Say it has absolutely nothing to do with Kotoko. That is number one. Number two, it can never be a witch hunting in any form or shape. Now, Tino, Ghana Football Association, as an association, our members, as an association, they also constitute themselves as regulators of various competitions. Organized the same as the regulators of the association itself. And to say, "Oka ekronu ho Oka ho na ye kuyo no. Wo mo te on baabi. Na Far Rangers eye na ya mponsa dia. Antino. Anei I want to establish say on all official document of Nana Yamponsa, he is not known as Nana Yamponsa. On all official documents of Nana Yamponsa, the Kotoko CEO, is not known as Nana Yamponsa. At least with the one that Midimenia, that the one that Masaiteno. This gentleman is not known as Nana Yamponsa. So we'll come there. The Fire Ranger that is owned by Nana Yamponsa, as we know in the public domain, I decided so I'm going to catch the mother body no belong and say, Agrona yani mudi no. Awe. Ahai ya desiha ye ni agroni biem. Agrono ye ni me ma the premise so me building the foundation me wi ma be afi ya fa verdict na ya dimu nkomo. Then the mother body who also constitute as a regulator or the regulators now comes and say okay so we mun ya agroni bi ma yate ya jatum ye fi ase na ya the processes na ebe yimo afiri mu no ye de egu ho akwan mu na de yimo afiri mu. Then the same Fire Rangers come back and say akran waka na so onwe ye na ye kan ye na so ye boa. And you know, interestingly, the form and shape that so-called recent decision is laughable, and it is an apology of a letter. But I know so you and then we'll do justice to why far regents needs to be sanctioned. Who say me can no? Me not touch directors no. Me not touch shareholders no. Me not touch any of these ones. I'm dealing with fire rangers as a corporate body. So I'm dealing with fire rangers as a corporate body. And the fire rangers as a corporate body, no, they themselves told the whole world, say, I've got omu nibiam. Omu ye no. Omu na fancy ho. Omu say we are saying nyina nyuntum say, omu kra no omu nti we ase bi omu ntiase omu wu. Omu say mo yanka we are saying nyina nyuntum say, omu fire rangers no omu wu fi we ase omu ni ho. Wo hwe na wo hu no. Na obi a wo hwe na wo hu no no. Otimi san so fesi no atro letter ba say afa de miamini o, nyamini. Corporate governance, corporate system does not operate that way. See, a dink, a grown crown crowd grab on feature dia. And you bet me, when. Tino, Mama would tell you, it's a class. No, yet any quani. Cotem feature, no way you know what. Now, no, say now, you can play that one, but not in serious governance institutions. You can't do that. Nti, far agents as a corporate institution or corporate body cannot tell the whole world say we fi wiase woni ho biem yakosie no tafosie ye na de che wono asa tutu ne ho wanya than Jesus Christ I resurrect abasemi Jesus Christ ko ba won pichi biem unso sorry wanya adwuma biem because the job is done. When you kill yourself, you are dead, finish. Kaput, Yamutu, you are not there. And that is what fire rangers told the whole world. They say, what they didn't do. And he said, when the FA told them, say, okay, so I'm saying, they did not seek to halt it. They did not seek to halt it. And the idea of rescinding the decision, you know, if they think say it constitutes halting the first attempt now, that in itself was also wrong. It is what here, okay. Who say be a fan say Olympics has na say be by me person me kabaman for Olympics has protesting, for instance say young fan say FN divided back about this say no Olympics person on protest here. Now who say omo file protesting ya wade bia omo you can say you stay the decision itself. It means you are arresting the decision so that the decision will not go on. Say who decided say who file, for instance say fire rangers and who decided to appeal this decision. Whilst who started the appellate processes now, say person a better key effect. The decision, first decision about better key effect. What you do is to halt it, arrest it, make sure say it doesn't take effect. And yes, sir, whilst you are going on the appellate processes now, the first decision will still stand. So when the FA told them, say, okay, makayate, say no, they should have halted that one, arrested it, which they failed to do. So whilst they were going on with so-called rescinding of decisions, no, the processes of taking them off the system was still ongoing. It was still ongoing. And once it was done, this is what is staring at us. Now, Obakaya, Mekachira will say, the FA and its disciplinary committee now decided to move from fire rangers to the directors. Now, in corporate governance, piercing the corporate veil. I say piercing the corporate veil refers to a situation in which courts put aside limited liability and hold corporation shareholders or its directors. Initially, I had a discussion with a friend who is also versed in corporate governance, and yeah, I want to pay very well. So why would the decision affect the shareholders. Or making one point, which I side with him. Say the disciplinary committee, or better still, if you like, the FA should have charged the shareholders and the directors also, so that you give them the opportunity to also appear before you and state their case and make an argument whether indeed all of them were part for it, because this sanction, it affects almost everybody whose name appears on the club's official document as a shareholder or a director. But you see, the letter from Fire Rangers clearly says, the shareholders, the directors has endorsed the decision to pull out of the system. And then we have an interesting case staring at us. And I will encourage Fire Rangers. Say, appeal. Because, for instance, the director's bit of it, the shareholders bit of it, invite everybody to help us get a bit more understanding as to why the shareholders will also be affected.
Letter na Fire Rangers debate is different from what from the Koma FA nana.
Letter Fire Rangers debate.
So mu you omu free any organized competition of the FA is different from the Koma FA nana.
I wouldn't know.
Because from the letter you wahano nowhere in what kind of letter na or say consider the club defunct from henceforth. I said you say.
Definite. If free na ekwe, who you say you ni ho.
The club anyway, why do you charge the club? Based on what?
Why do they charge the club?
I didn't know the way they're not charging.
So that is what I'm so appealing no.
And I can be the
I didn't know, so I don't know to me cultural letters after we sending decision.
Who heard the ruling of the FA? The second letter, before a second letter never come. Now FA not charging Fire Rangers away. It is the second letter was useless to the FA.
Yes,
they didn't even consider it.
Thank you very much.
It's based on their ruling,
yeah.
Based on ruling on the first letter.
Exactly.
Yes. And I'm saying in the first letter, or say club no waguno.
Yes, anything now. If any catcher was say, so also waguna mate. Now me started the process of taking you out of the system.
It will take club now from the system. A club waguno is about 5 years. Idea was waguni was my ban of 5 years.
And what they redevelop it. Was it 5 years? Should be case so that the next 5 years, Fire Rangers cannot resurrect.
And I'm say, men are mad DNA.
And for you invite you on to Manimra Craven and Mount
and I'm saying Guno. Any hobium. So to them, I say, I didn't know hobium there. I didn't now take decisions against a DNA.
So that in the next 5 years you cannot resurrect the case.
I have different idea from the Mokano. I have different idea. Fire Rangers, extra letter. Ekoma FA the team no on participating in the FA competition BBM, right? So on the 9th of June at 11:42 at 11 the first letter 7th
on the 9th.
On the 9th of June,
which is 2 days
after,
the
9th of June at 11:42 a.m. Fire Rangers then wrote a letter back to the FA. Catch the FA said that's something I can say. One person participate in the FA competition in what we are saying. What we are saying, any idea, sir, as someone can first no. That is 11:42 a.m. on the 9th of June. On the same 9th of June at 3:04 p.m. 3:04 p.m. the FA sending a charge sheet. Oh, when they bought charge.
Our first letter ne buy
the first letter no. What I say? First letter ne buy The same Fire Rangers on their letterhead. Extra buy say. Yen perspective in FA competition be no. The second letter, the same Fire Rangers on letterhead, and I'm not sure that letter the course say, sign. Then after that process that course no, 3 p.m. another 3:04 p.m.
Charge number before the second letter.
The second letter no call before charge number.
The charge was on the 8th.
And I'm saying no on the 9th.
8.
On the 9th. It was written from the FA.
But so much team now.
You know her defense now. Omo receiving of Fire Rangers receiving on the 9th.
But it was on the 8th.
They were trying to show on the 8th. But the other me ebe di mo on the 9th. What I say, so I can only use Tama Misaka. Tama what show the minimum.
Tama what show account.
No, Tama what show Tama Misaka.
But it was a date on it when they say 8.
Bayana ka minimum sa Tama what the buy no na
Tama Misaka on the 9th.
Oh yeah, let 8. And it means time I would take charges against him no. What taking that before I send or then a redraw or they mess up be neighbor no.
About your Bafo carry. Go defense, Fire Rangers defense first you know Obenya the Mekanina. Defense OF no omo you know the buy no omo decision on the buy no. I'm record everything. The proceedings in your defense can they take your defense
in the statement of defense the club pleaded not guilty to the charges.
Good.
The full response is as follows.
Can you hold on
Response to charges against Fire Rangers and your headline.
Okay.
We refer to the charges sheet. Sorry, we refer to the charge sheet from the GFA dated June 8th. 2021 and received by the club on June 9th.
Thank you.
2021 at 13:04 hours.
So Fire Rangers received letter on the 9th.
4 hours, yeah.
On the 9th. By FA to on the 8th. And the BDU on the 9th. So Fire Rangers BB at Dama on no Sakai. On the big
Kindly be informed that the club pleads not guilty to the charges.
Good.
And wish to avert your mind to a letter sent to the GFA on June 9th, 2021, 11:42 a.m. indicating its position to rescind the decision to withdraw from all GFA competitions.
Thank you. So what's it?
And so finally, letter. I say it is imperative to note that the letter
Maybe that
was sent before the charge sheet was sent
to Fire Rangers.
Unless the GFA is ignoring the letter to rescind our decision.
Thank you. So the problem is that as one American no.
For the avoidance of doubt, we wish to repeat that the club has rescinded its decision to withdraw from all GFA competitions.
Good. At the time of Fire Rangers,
That's one here. Okay, unless
was it unless FA no?
Yeah, FA no. Was it unless the GFA is ignoring the letter to rescind our decision?
And we they ignored.
That is it.
And that is wrong. And that is bad. And this
it cannot be wrong.
This decision, because the same Fire Rangers sent a letter to you on the 7th, said that striker can. Say, me person me part of the FA and competition be. Then 2 days after, at 11:42 a.m. and was sending letter by say no. Me na me kan but some me kan me free say ebia ntwa yi it my draw. E kwan mo fa so and the reason behind first letter no. Second letter no nullify no. What does it
says who?
So it means he say otro ba no. Was that the about be clear and say me I no more me discontinue first one no. Why should the FA ignore that?
Because
I don't know tell mo kwa meeting no FA no FA no o ka kire FA ni say yes me try the buy but if I me try some be redo ansa na FA no mpo ebo me charge at in the FA charge sheet no or no response no do throw mo no e come FA no
and to Fire Rangers GDS so mo de ne buy ansa na
the times are there and as one about for kind what can free FA no or no document on the buy o and Fire Rangers o and no what throw everything including Fire Rangers no omo response at the buy. So if that's the case, are we saying say second letter the anyone the buy na
we about for invite him mo mo about for land 5 minutes time am mo na mo so mo to am dey so about for how dey rem about for
so if any ruling is based on the first letter or we ignore the second letter and a first letter if you are basing your ruling on the first letter and a full letter what you to letter ni di mo o se ne club no wagu no so ti me so o se club no wagu no ade ya yagu no so ade na charge no ade na ni obi.
You see, you are oversimplifying it, and I don't know why you have decided to go by that route. The fact say what's wagu no, it doesn't end there. That is why the FA issue a statement on its website. The moment they receive the letter from Fire Rangers, the FA issue a statement. Say Fire Rangers say omo go mu team no. You are starting the processes of taking them off the system Then they continue to write officially to Fire Rangers again also to state to say now we are going through the processes of taking you off the system. And you see, in corporate settings, you cannot approbate and reprobate at will. Who that's what we my say I would say you can't do that. And until bringing the name of the game into disrepute comes in here because we create fear and panic around the brand. Now partners, when we show hey system will be cramped, be collapse. Members now have started getting out of it. Then what's happening? If they don't act, I just say what be a crowd to say Obia bit my yes I didn't be at any time be that cannot be tolerated. But there is a process you do that. And I'm saying I said the company. But you see, when you decide to go under a regulator, until I mean you yesterday and make us say that apart from who decides to join body as a member, the body itself constitutes itself as also a regulator. So they regulate the system. And there are laws and regulations they regulate the system, and part of them and the can was
you
see, Ubekaya, straight away, the FA made the Fire Rangers know, say one. So person will go tima. The first now by and he said, as I said, Utrobrain. And a war yen, I am running in idea and Sakoshasinim. There's a period I saw the yes idea. No, wouldn't me when start competition, no catch him guno. So we are the sanctions that are there, and they are applicable.
Sanctions, say.
Sanctions say a panel near you film. And it is there, and that is what they have applied. But you see, remember, two. What's that? Oh, but I go to laws now. I was building a case. Mama, the laws on the soul. Because it's a loss on the end, will be a bit the way and you're baking can be. And we'll do justice to it. See, say, we understand you have thrown the whole system into chaotic situation. And no regulator must allow that to happen. No regulator, no, not at all. That one day, no, no be or similar boom no ko. Oh, boom no, but let's say I'm share crab will be also. And so we are regulator, so we do nursing from Nase Emra how would him run here Juma if there are punitive measures, I say we take it so that it will deter others. And that's idea, you will be managing a chaotic situation. And I'm not sure anybody will want that to happen. And the institution Fire Rangers there, I think everything that the FA has done to them, for me, is fair. Tinamika say, yen detach the Kotokoten from it because the FA and Kotoko are not into anything with this. Number two, nyese bia FA ni na no say, ye hu se Fire Rangers for bibi and ye kwapehwe homo ye didn't answer bia bon ye do mo film. It is Fire Rangers by themselves who decided say agonomo ni biem.
I mean, come right. Let's have a hope for the part 2. Let's have a hope for the part 2. Gibo, Remu Prako.
Good team, no. Hands for team.
Gibo to us, mammy.
Onim, Clementino. When your money be a my football and you're attractive. When your money be a still your football after number 12 and if you say changes, Bebano. So, baby, a jina. It looks like the current FA, especially the position that the FA president in occupy now, we show most of the decisions I will take here. It's like as a fool says, "Yasi hunihuname." It's minya say yasi amamenyi nimfio. As a hun is in the position when you're on merit. It's my way I will bet me about being mefu. Unti ene sadia minya Clementino mamintia Clementino naso. Let's use common sense here. Tino. Edian Tina, or the Yamfane said the ruling of the FA, said the Harikano. Yamfanesa. Why did the vice president of the FA, Efre, the directors of Fire Rangers, to resign their decision? Ediantia. The vice president of the FA.
Which is Mercado.
Yes. okoko plidie enti is the FA and the ESCO are the vice president they can trying to tell us say Makado ekɔ on his own ana ɔno ana de ne pen or sorry say Fire Rangers for decision so mo agu mo team no Meme Makado me kwa akosiesie e wa bra the ESCO and the president of the association and you aware of it.
Makado must tell us.
I'm asking him say me bisa.
So he must tell us because we don't know.
And I'm saying me bisa. So what the mention as you. It makes say sanity based on the Harikana. It means we are running an association. Wenam hana, which is dangerous. Obi a yedi ope. If we don't have a leader, yeni obi or that F no. It will be a sorry because occupy position at the FA. Obetia sorry so koye bibia. Was it last week you the Gaka chairman Oroku Jofiano Ba, and he was making the same statement on this same issue. Osi will be creative passion and wealth. And your money be delegates for more opportunity to vote. Ekoto Abayi Ketukreku as FA president. When you look clearly at the decision, it doesn't make sense. Decision it doesn't make sense.
Okay, for the nana.
What's who creative part? On say Clementino, even at the court, the emphasis say, men can't say you. The emphasis say Fire Rangers differ. Even at the court, at a certain point, you use CS. Even at the law court. This is a club will be an investment just to add up to make the FA attractive. Oh, sorry, I will say upon the SC which included the vice president of the FA intervention. Oh, say what good team no? The players or one which a players or this kakwakoto. Which a players or this kakoto. Oh, say players need me apply for fluting. Are you helping the game or destroying the game?
So if the team is no more there, they are said you will there.
No, FNA the Oman to say team nini ho because utre say FNA based on ruling no on the first letter Fire Rangers de buy Clementino say siasia na Ricky so at the company on the koye the company and obe join the association or say company no magu no eni ho biem adia anyone ye kan ho asem adia any ho biem no ye kan ho asem
ebia na ye chana be ka kotwe betima kotwa ho aba nti no de.
That is when he is coming back and I be take sanctions against him. Now I may be more. Also, I am a football no do a sense and they your Premier League clubs, Division 1 clubs, because the league is not attractive, because you ain't govern your football war. And then how many Premier League and Division 1 clubs need to be told by you kwabuchi? Ayi Bronia or Te Sugaku PFN Tom Venom. Division Ben Obo. But he sells players more than or making more profit than Premier League and Division 1 clubs. And because of such bogus decisions he taking. Later on, yeah, tennis politicians say about. Should the excitement I got to connect has the buy from last week. For the excitement. Then this decision bam na beboom to create a bad image around the FA. Something which could have easily been solved. Now be creative bad image around the FA. Now we are na ya say say obi na egu football.
Jibo before the Fire Rangers omo be say we nyina den na ema omo ho pro mo nko ntimi nye sa bangra chess na nanka finally ufiri mu a obi abeto ase na all of a sudden agro na dia pa me na me dem ho me se magu no ade chinya amasan aba so in some way FA kasa as a game na ye no nanim twitwiri form
or the day nanim twitwiri form
da be say agudi na ye die no wo ka ho bia mra no so da ho no mo a kire se nye de bia at least ye wadwuma me kra no wo se ne ya wo je adwuma na which ye nim senka at least ma adwuma no notice be 1 month say bosome so amenti me munya adwuma biom which Fire Rangers anyes ade chinye da ya majai 2 days time masaya ba
and I make us say 2 days time I was wasaban Clementino who says Akito raise issue bu I say time at the vice president of the FA any Gaka chairman kushia Fire Rangers for to resign their decision a day before mo kwa koshia wo mo no na FA na prepare mo charge sheet who say misconnection do a Chelsea no my or margin dada it is the first letter is no important maybe the any say statement ni nyina say nipa no so agu ne club no 85 years no wan na de man no so mfa so ne den o say ade ni e different kwasi bronika say ade e different as say
ni ho
eni ho biem eti ade e ni ho no ade e ni ho no we can ye be ba other issues so what dem na say ebia a team manager of a club an administrative manager of a club actual letter na was sign a say FNA accept say administrative manager na team manager actual letter say a club ni no biem say FNA accept na ye be ba other areas ye onyoma bebre say ye so what dem na say then moving forward Clementino you involve directors and shareholders the emphasis say na ye te say Asante Kotoko and I has a folk. Ose. Asante Kotoko and I has a folk. It take similar step of Fire Rangers. Then the directors of the club. How much more baby no? As the directors in the you free bomb for the next 5 years. Whereby the letter was not signed by the directors.
O refer to Kotoko board here
not the shareholders. Yeah, example na me make.
Okay.
It's the whole idea, everything around it, you know, just rich hunting. Oh, the Okoba, you be ready the other years.
Mate, Captain.
Yeah, half any hemrano.
Mate, I say we part 1
really no more dear Bania Baby room.
Okay.
I am at a loss, and to some extent, maybe may find some answers to be a strikers man or worker. So when the team is defunct, what do you have to punish them? Maybe you have to punish them because the team they defunct, the directors are still there. They can join another teams and that over bad this no. Ube to me as they are implement one other into the directors can be sanctioned. That one, many if you know, every you say yes the team is defunct, the team the work no. But any part of the team no. Inside the panel team as I move to different. Even though I'm bringing the name of the game to dispute, Obe to my call. The next day, almost another team. So sanctions must be applied so that almost any other opportunity to come and do that. So when it is that almost several sanctions, you know, then it is very deterring enough. You see the point?
There's directors and management. One more nominated.
Who's that? The reason why directors in the say this is supposed to be a big decision, right? So club will see or pull out from your league. It will not take a management or CEO. For example, Asante Kotoko now say Asante Kotoko will take that decision and take it. Nana yao no bear that statement no. I believe we say a beko beyond Nana yao. The board of directors, the shareholders will all have to make such decision and sign a management not natural. So it is believed, say if such thing comes out, a whole system no, I will make it Fire Rangers na. What I say? Why so almost so MBA statement be contrary to the first one abano. Then I think say Sebasa there's a signer at here then the FNO has every right to apply their rules. And it affects the shareholders and directors. That one, I accept it. 2, where may I disagree with this ruling? They say nobody should close an eye on the second letter of Fire Rangers.
That's your position.
Yes. Nobody should close an eye because the same Fire Rangers no. The magnitude of first letter no you know. The same. I want to believe the same measure. And measure the second letter you know. The reason behind Omar Guinness say Obun pull it out, who came in, and almost decided about rescind the decision. We are talking about legal matters. the bottom line is that they've written back to the FA saying, say, Akurasi waka na onwe. Yes, to some extent, what Maka say, omo aye nema bi ama aha FA no. Wetimi aye no all the sanction bi at the amount, but not to this magnitude. What I say?
I can't hear sanction to say bad thing.
Well, maybe a bit more monetary sanction to deter them from not doing that again.
Okay.
Because why not?
But the sanctions are.
What I say? When we live in a democratic dispensation, unless FA catches FA democracy in here, here, me call the reason Fire Rangers agent associate to withdraw. What I said, I valid, me call. But I'm talking about where there's we live in a democratic dispensation. At least, it took two days for them to come back to say no. Maybe you've made a mistake. I don't know. You know. You're not sure. But in the FA, disciplinary proceedings, no. I'm trying to respond by you. But the second letter, I'm trying to complete. He said no. I didn't hear any no. Oh man, come on, why do you have to close your eye on that one? It's the same for Rangers. And you got to try to call yourself in Fancho Mo. And you can invest in a shock on my FSA. Yeah, patch of the Rangers. It's the same for Rangers with the same directors. So I think it's a
question.
The FA decided to ignore the second letter because in the view or in the opinion of the FA, that time there was no club called Fire Rangers to have written a letter. At the time they wrote the second letter, club would be one who we are some friend Fire Rangers. Anna.
But who refers to that
second letter went to the FA. There was no club in the whole world by name Fire Rangers. There was no club. And at
the time of the
FA didn't know any Fire Rangers. The Fire Rangers I know has told me say on when we are seeing who
so me the FA knew a certain Fire Rangers
yes, before.
I know I sound resurrected.
Who? One more the catcher say who?
I don't know I sound sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, one sorry. It was not resurrected. To be free so if it is not which hunting I know which is not say a be a person we are debium Fire Rangers or skip one game. And just say we are 1 game, 2 games or 1 quankobo. I didn't 2 days time I resend it and they were ready to play on next game. FN stop them say no.
Captain did my FNIS or more rich hands.
That is why you say look at because yes, FN omo apply omo rules. But me free say it's like say ode a sledgehammer fly. Also President Kofo can say ode first say hammer kakaka ukokun ayi fly say once na what time hammer kakaka ko bono kuno. Oh, I don't know. I think it's that well to a greater extent the FA no overlook the second letter no is where me problem. That's a me concern. At least they should have looked at that second letter and at least just say we have punishment to be and in a form of you almost complete because the implication I big go. And now Fire Rangers see what safe you know you to do your media. And so much sponge all the points game your mobile piano. I said 30 points no. Almost on his own. So one boy don't know more you know what happens to that point. What am I about point 3 points?
I know they were and a which I can hear.
Okay. I think with that it's too harsh. Once they said say you want to do this and they are back you know. And a better nama the Gaka, a better nama the vice president. So with no voice with my boy. And then 1 week no say even at Gaka and the vice president they were thinking say and come with the second letter no call you know. And sakwa na mo de mo charge it na ba no. And ka efe no ebe hwe no so. Na come respond even to Gaka the response anko. To Fire Rangers no the call response anko. Not to talk about the vice president.
So the process has already been triggered.
Oh, so it's like just a pe obi na obetom. ana the best ye no ye
But see, power say kapi wo so hwe on so ye. See ati ntewe tu auto a unwure ntiraja.
of course once
Ku dey fan say the number banti say nkofo fi say omo e pena na we ya we. To mu take decision no na ya wanti wo hwe no manka dwom say munya yo na nkofo we amba.
and in fact utie no ya correspondence course no na na ye fio no but and then 1 week no around the same time na fio no kasa wa ha no if you know me kan fio no the gaka chairman masoma na making correspondence course no wono Mr. Kujo fio no
Okay, before say Faranges betre katayana and omo second one.
no time to letter no koya omo say omo for omo resend that decision.
But me dey make first one before some betre kra no. So which near obi pewa. I don't know one hwe won so yi.
Unless we as a bufoni ho.
Hey, Kabi.
In life
Emra ho, emra nya chu wi ya bufoni ma wo.
Bufu.
Jibo, there's what I make say.
Onya biem. Abufo ho.
Me nya biem. Eno dey me ntwa me na bia na me ntwa kata nko bia verbally maka.
At that time.
Dem chan say bia verbally maka but my ntwa officially. Dem chan say Jibo, bia ma no dey meka but officially.
Ejuma be na wo furu ma de letter ko mom so wajai.
Dem chan say me kan ma no keke but me ntwa bia. But what the letter?
Obi a wiase wo.
What the kata? Yes, what the kata to so dia.
Obi a wo right.
No me nya wo kapi.
So tell me china say. Ejuma na nya say.
Kapi we na.
Right so be take this.
We na me nko executive me ba na ya
I think with that you know foreigners don't appeal no one plead with the FA.
Okay.
I think that once they have the intention to come back no one plead with the FA or the necessary bodies no including GACA and those you know now intervene. I think that the decision is too harsh.
Yes. But if we nya part 1 e be sa back. Zakito.
Tino. Interesting. Bafo na eta one word na ne brofo. Interesting times ahead. Interesting, very very interesting. You see, the fact say Far Rangers akwada hodwene ho say actual letter e da be say letter na e chiro first one no. Ya withdraw you know, shall be a mitigation factor in the disciplinary committee's ruling. So the fact say mitigation na assess me say so the fact say omo dadwene ho omo say first letter na ye chiro yen no ya withdraw e omo the letter for us as akoso ya withdraw yen no na nke say mitigating factor so in their ruling so yes what there no
e ka ho bi
yes e ka no yes
what the buaten
yes
okay
understand but you see aya before that case me say ajumbane ba
ekuratrimu a otomum
sa
otomum otomum
sa na ajo
so ajumbane ba ntimi kwa kosu ni fidie tie so ne ha na otomum
okay so because already no na ajumbane aba mutirim ntino you understand already na ajumbane aba mutirim
everyone
yes
okay.
So they were not thinking about anything again apart from ade ajumbane aba mutirim say you dealing with I say trap na chibela
na captain me that's why cause I don't know ko fa ho me yekonya wo
you see ba trap na chibela and searching nko ade massa fast let's deal with him amusa a general question here now I was at Congress. I was a congressman when time na yekwaji status ni ma otumo no e dey election one no election you see so okay how we admitted Kemfesa and Olympics
as me san be ka ho
me no
yeah
Kemfesa and Olympics in particular so me okay kwanya fa so admit
me kai
I want any member of the FA to come and tell me mra you quote here the admitting Kemfesa and Olympics. You see, at any point in time, it's a common sense.
Now do fully.
You see, it was argument.
In as much as
yes, you can wait argument back and forth. Then now Odufole stood up. I don't say, oh, some car. Or fast seven or can or boss or say there be. Maybe I do no. Litigation, I buy Manson. Kemfesa ne Aduana. Olympics so issue be bre de omo kwa me for me no entino nyansem no office say adentina wo de send a bit to contribute 2 clubs pay. And you form a county 18 league. Now, something
which or no, I lawyer and Konimu.
Yes, but you use common sense.
Okay.
As at that time, no.
Copy.
As at that time, no. Now, the doctor and the Abemo, Mickey Charles, I remember. Amiru Shadow. These are the trigger I remember who stood up and spoke against it. And just they gave their grounds based on law and no credit. So, argument on our Congress, they no credit based on law. They quoted their law to back it. But now the first one you know say ampa. You are quoting law and no credit. But the issue is that the FA will quote on some hanging on them. I wonder can face a Diana Olympics. I bet any manson. So to congressmen, let's apply common sense. And the fact that I want to establish, my first point is that you sumra and the G can face an Olympics too. It wasn't law, it was common sense. And so we are AFA at any point in time, Jano. What's a man? No. You have to also apply common sense in dealing with issues. You understand? Again, you go to me passionka we wait me abo me born again. The first document I'm saying about look at article 13.3. Sorry, where official how we me no. This is the definition of official of a club by the GFA 2019 status now I say any board member including the members of the executive council, committee member, referee and assistant referee, coach, trainer and any other person responsible for technical, medical and administrative matters in FIFA, a confederation, an association, a league or a club, as well as any other persons obliged to comply with the FIFA statutes except players and intermediaries. And you know, this is a definition of official. Because official, the GFA for no, where the definition of the official. But so making kind of say me bo shareholder be doing home. So want it. Fine. You see, again, I don't believe be trima na so already ope. I don't believe be trim. The news say one. Let me put it here. Because Nana Yao resigned from the official positions. He did as a shareholder. He's still a shareholder of
for the club.
He's the majority shareholder of the club. But because he resigned at key positions, a man a official that he will be under this definition. No, when he says I tap mention and no, until they have to go and manufacture a shareholder and come and add it into their ruling.
It's me, yes, sir.
So someone I but yes, sir.
Okay.
You see, I want the documents be number one thing. The documents are number one thing. No. The moment he resigned, and you are no to and you are not about sorry question me kwako chisa the documents at the Registrar General. He has resigned. So I also go back to the date that he resigned and the date that they committed that offense. Say follow within there, you can punish him.
Okay.
But say and follow within before he had resigned, and the club know now who is in charge. No, one I say say oh, we need to remember me. What was that?
See a best season. There clubs at the management and directors at the command FA. And to say FA no e dealing be to dealer. O ma ye do omudin akono. Omo ne no omukoko dealing. Yeah. So we have Far Rangers for list of the command FA na. For the start of the
you know.
Yes, yeah, mama, you to present Omo run a club, no more in charge of the club. Say there be a BB bar. Yeah. Omo they taking responsibilities. So to the better say. By some for year, the names that Far Rangers presenting my the F, you know, the name doesn't have Nanaya. Te see at hey. Fanisa who had a woman on and Nama Hako Dibone. Ne achimi near the Meko court. So to the better as you. Many are charging me. Court to sword the milk maybe at 10 years. Ye will say. The boy had a one and Namunti and for had a wasn't count. Whereby Emfra had a one babusa and no as some say, Ebi a bonena striker could you come one as a own count. Something, your boy, it doesn't make sense.
Like it do.
Sorry. In fact, Zakito Ejia to Muse Far Rangers AM from so name in application of the law no yen fa common sense in ho and I say he's saying say omo anyem from so in withdrawing or they have not even withdrawn.
He has used the law and he has used the common sense issue. Common sense of person say said the way I ain't twitching your mutin time and man in delay of football no and can they see what Congress no common use sanyo money aside the no offer the ruling of the F na and no maybe what name he has a F in here until two you know why
so he accepted Fire Rangers aid.
No, he hasn't accepted.
Why you see me another na person so I accept.
No, me tin na se na
what they bedo second.
I said yanko me see yanko beti ase. You see, now let's move on to born again. The next article 13.3. Let's talk about withdrawal of clubs from competitions. Over 3 now, without prejudice to any provisions in this regulation, the disciplinary committee shall have the right to take appropriate disciplinary decisions, including but not limited to an imposition of a ban or a demotion against any club which withdraws from a competition or fails to honor any match without just cause, and may also ban officials of the club from taking part in football activities and etc. And you shall say, Oba say ona, omu word you say, or say without just cause and may also underline the word may also. Hana ba for common sense ba say you know. Or say umrana amudi e panase say may udo bet ma chem mi pa. You can say may as such saying. Enyenche anameboa. Yes. And you know, for you to use this law now the panasho bia, it means that so okon kwaya omo kwaya na e adwumbo na about him because offense no Gabi
the magnitude of the offense no and the kind of punishment you give to the person and it allows you to turn way no and definitive.
Thank you to
of course
it's not a commanding word and you should be thank you very
much and you know we
thank you to
the leverage to decide. Looking at the magnitude of the fence.
But for Kasagu, I didn't know Kasagu.
I can say, or say may, understand?
Yeah.
So it go back to the common sense issue I spoke about earlier. Because and chichima, yani say. So and chichima then same now also wafuno or the catch your letter no. That same letter. One of the most interesting parts, Captain. Was Fire Rangers letter on the 9th to rescind the decision. No? Because of Ajum Bueno was about with no. Almost letter no. And my Fire Rangers on the 9th. And you but no, my back the 8th. See the with you. I saw it. Some more document. I came and I
but for ya Kasagu Mike and you are not helping.
How do you conclude my bad
how? One, which one and then the following day watching the whole day from man and kwasi we at 3 o'clock and I'm about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sorry, 11 for a.m. Then I'm going to brown and Sana would have been around 5. What would the Hakuma friend say? It means that not only a new teams of side, but because I'm not understand about side.
Okay.
You understand? Now, okay, sir, I start now. Baby, once again, the 8. Okay, I'm ruling now. Banning for 5 years. Also, do. Now, go back to GFA status. Article 17, 18, 19, and 24. Now, why ruling no? This no new quality didn't give a time limit. You understand? Sir, Obama a time limit. Okay, Article 17 Latino. So clear. 17 talks about suspension. So ban more suspension.
No. Ban is ban, suspension is suspension.
No, the reason why is 2 things. Either a suspension, either a expulsion, and I said resignation. It must fall under this 3. One of them. And the suspension. Your your status. Be football status. It's either a suspension, expulsion,
and I said resignation. So ban the suspension, suspended for some time period. Yeah, ban on suspension. Now Tino Assembly, why they are ruling on here? Was say 17-1. The Congress is responsible for suspending a member. Make a status. Status and make the Congress is responsible for suspending a member. The Executive Council may, however, temporarily suspend a member that seriously and or repeatedly violates its obligations as a member with immediate effect. The suspension approved by Executive Council shall last until the next Congress, unless Executive Council has lifted it in the meantime. And to say, member no, I was say, repeatedly, because I repeatedly, what I and some point about me, I suspend no. Now, also suspending, I was say, suspension no. And the question I go beyond the next Congress.
A next Congress, I say.
Yes. No, sir. Seriously or repeatedly. Yes. Seriously or repeatedly. You understand? So the seriously.
Okay. I'm call Rick Omra.
What offense is this prescribing?
Offense, I say.
No, what offense? Offense ben as a member no yeah seriously or repeatedly and sana that action should be taken. And related to the offense of fire rangers if it's the same. Yeah, well for as well okay. Cheshemi because you be answer say. Maybe a question maybe say I don't know what kind no. Then na kasafa offense ben na as a member here no seriously. What they consider seriously and repeatedly. And sana the FA can act the way they have acted. Offense, man. You see, some offense here can per our football, you know, a serious offense. To just get up, what that's saying, a serious offense. But serious engineer is not on its own. A continual word, or say seriously and repeatedly. You understand? So does the withdrawal fall under it? Yes, and or repeatedly. Engineer on its own. It's you know, it is something that you must banning in part when what they are come here and say this you know you ban till the next Congress. That is Congress must take not honor take the final decision on 5 years. Say either say
the next Congress.
They can temporarily give them a ban until the next Congress. Then you go there and take a final decision on fire rangers.
But I'm call Ricky Homra besa ba ho for the part 2. Na Ricky be there Boache Natural Herbal Center and America will say when ni dia obeye e dia ma na mum wo ye wani e dia ma wo a na je se onkofa ene drobi enwoso we no capsules ya ene syrup ena abomodin etimi anom sete esu ene so sanso ene hunu ade ahwe ne menu o pesa wani eni hu ha bia wo hia no yenko soame no manye junction hono mo na fi post office hono mo Boache Natural Herbal Clinic ana center MYM me ho entimi ento yen asante be kwai oben total filling station Greater Accra oben Access Banks no ena Bono East Techiman oben Kingsword 0245 339960. It's my kitchen Ricky Boahwe na bra na it's my kitchen and esemenka wo say anopai de tea ni de shepa no aye krado sanso and nyinam yogurt coffee na wo pa ebia ho no mo eba ne se banku no okro stew banku ene tilapia fufuo ni aponche nkwa de depa no ebi e ho no mo adwabo bia wo kwa ase no wo behia pizza shawarma e de akocho fo bia fruit juice a ni nyina no it's my kitchen and eye e de amayen baba yara stadium traffic light no ase pe eno mo ewo fe no 0248865046. Sariki, Bremo na Katachie Boaten was it whose duty is to take off a name from the registrar general. Okay, if you resign from a company, what right do you have to go and remove your name? And how is it an offense to a company fails to take off your name? So if you resign from OREPA and they fail to take off your name from the workers list, you can be arrested in years time if OREPA workers are arrested for the say fraud okay ho ade no eni di na mana Katachie Boaten Sarigi.
Well, Chairman, my mention I think say baby send that on my men picking for any kakra. You see, talking about being a director of a company, because you are doing football, in case in here directly related to football in football circles. When say in 93 Ebana, you enter into professional league. If you 93 Eba. If you want to start a man here compulsory say any football club by company law no, you are supposed to submit 7 members as or directors of a company no or company ne say limited companies you have to submit 7 members as or directors. Jeff Imran no very explicit if you ever and before see a best start season no, it was a club beer the 7 members as directors of that particular club no at the Common Ghana Football Association. A drew movement about couples or red draw it behoves on the company. Now submitted 7 within the Clementino. It behoves on the company now submitted 7 names, you know. Say be at this particular season, season by season. No. Season where we don't want Clementino to be part of our board of what? Directors. And the company now submitted a list of 7, no. Ono no so okọ no koyi Clementino din yede Ephraim mbajo otiase you enti Ephraim 93 ba this has been the format. You register your company with registered general department. Enti any football club in this country in the Premier League since 93 eba professional league na you no, you register your company with the registered general department. So that has been the format since 93 eba. Ma follow adena na Clementino ni etidi. Jeff Imrano almost 8 days before the start of the season. 8 days before the start of the season. Whoever has an issue of withdrawing from the competition na yebabe remuno, make that appeal no, and I say you write to them. Fabra 8 days before the start of the competition. The very moment the league starts, NASA already drop it. Then they start to activate the clauses because they believe that the very moment you withdraw, you put the entire league in jeopardy. And it is before see a best starting. If you have an issue of withdrawing from the union, anything now Moka say without just cause. And 8 days before the start of the season, it's all about mutual like a deliberation round table discussion. Okay, near ye. Now ya pay obid na shame send ya beya jeopardizing league na ye baby remuno. Because if you withdraw in the course of the season, it put the entire league in jeopardy. And before see a best starter no, they plead the laws are explicit. So to me for 1 or 2 reasons, it could be financial reasons, it could be any other reason. You don't even meet club licensing requirements. So you don't qualify to be a participant of league na yebebono. Now they do deliberation, round table discussion. No more you DF. Me do be a send a buy the very moment the league starts, we can have smooth running of the league. So that is the first thing. Now, Nana Yamponsa issue no dear Yamfanya. I want to deal with Fire Rangers as before I say a Baba Nana Yamponsa.
Me here because Nana they say so far Krabia and can answer.
Let's put Nana Yamponsa. I'll maybe I end with Nana Yamponsa for 1 or 2 statements on him. Fire Rangers, the first question, Pebem Freebay. Before the start of the season, Oman Fabi Bianco, that's why they were part of the league. Me patch yes,
it's true.
It is so they were part of the league and Omobubi. Then they wrote to the FA, said they want to withdraw. At some point in time, Defantini are there. Once again, Defantini, let me go there a little bit. So I tried to come out FA, no, rendering or club, when I say Defanta, it doesn't necessarily mean the FA disciplinary committee cannot act on that defense. And you won't know that defense statement is coming from your end and your more end. They have received a document of withdrawal. When our actual letter that brings up person withdraw with the name Fire Rangers. So when they are taking decision, they take decision on that name. And that club, Fire Rangers, now withdraw. No. Send a Bayer, we wouldn't have an reincarnation of Fire Rangers back into the league. Say Ebia Dawa, na sounds what to say. Name na friends of Fire Rangers no red draw na a put two league into jeopardy no. Adia chance our Fire Rangers and this was our baby. And they will take decision on that name na friends of Fire Rangers no. So that defense statement didn't come from the FA, it came from the club called Fire Rangers. So they will take decision on Fire Rangers.
But I'm to train my Fire Rangers and Keko. Then how about another permanent? But to between us is here. Okay.
Now, Sadian, you see, I'm starting from a certain premise and send a bear amount for better. The rules are very explicit. So, car from Rana at the hall. If before say a best started season, you know, cup competition, Champions League or Confederation Cup, when you don't write them, that is why I'm describing as just cause one champ from Rome, that's your starting cup Champions League. That's also a draw. I think House of Folk they were given 3-year ban. Has every draw they withdrew. So much to they were given 3-year ban. Calf then 3 years at now. At the whole 3 years, the very moment is once again. So what should I bring before say about start season now? They don't have a problem with you. What is in House of Folk in the castle one more before the start of CAF Champions League or Confederation Cup? Or mobile catch Ghana Football Association say one of your clubs now has written to us what mean but to produce another club. Send a bear as a club and about send into the competition and say in the start in the course of the competition. So when you don't do this, eventually when you pull out in the course of the season, they take decision on you. So that is it. Now, Nyetene say sad different statement once again say Yamfantu baby because of they can act on that no Jibo and you register general
register my company I'm company I register general I'm kukugun
and wako gunwo register general department but club now register no club now register with the name. The club participates in a competition of GFE, not in a competition of registered general department.
You send with you your letters of incorporation
from the registered general. So Oguna, registered general. Documents what about the friend? Documents now.
For me, for
the registered general. FA doesn't register a club and a company.
But
what money flow kaka
even though register with the registered general department but we in a competition ban obo but so any action from Fire Rangers it affects Ghana Football Association more than registered general department. Oh yes, what register but we on uno money you a company law, so you should be satisfied by them. What we it's just like Oirepa FM. It's just like any other company, businesses elsewhere. Any aspect of business, we are finding ourselves beyond. Your company law now protects our corporation, baby. I want to suffer the now one. And it's all taking decision be able put to business and analysis activity no into jeopardy. They will take decision on you. You got it. Now you see on Nana and Ponsa. What's it? Meba sana me
na bra ne enkopa atu no
you see on decisions na Zakitu Okano the use of me in the disciplinary code of Ghana Football Association may ban may do this completely at the discretion of the disciplinary committee. Because it's basically based on the magnitude of Adiano. Etina msi me o mama me ne say ye hwe issue na issue we there and yet serious, so we should be moderate. Issue we na buy any there based on circumstances around it, and we should take the decision. Once again, any decision that they will take with the use of the word may is at the discretion of that disciplinary committee for no. It's not binding. So they could have decided someone banning. They could have decided and because someone is flexible. The use of many makes it so flexible. Say you can do this or you can do that. But yeah, many omuwa yini say. You see, but once again, ne kind thing. Omade Koya no Fire Rangers tried to come out you know. It took them 2 days to rescind their decision.
Yeah, another
just 2 days. Before 2 days and now yenya another league action ana.
No,
ya mo bobia. Clementino tini ba. Ya mo bobia. Obi try letter say wa withdraw. 2 days later was why they
Asaba.
Then you ban them. Me ade de oya no ayen hakakra no ayen hakakra. Patch what you say. Me say nobody can blame the disciplinary committee because the rules are explicit. My free 93 eba no.
Can blame them. My they cannot be cause one. Na
me person me.
So Kofi Ricky. Nyabote. Kan status no 17-1 na mama o de waade na kan. Oh, the me so kan mama. Na de o de kan mama.
I don't know about tickets. The Congress is
the 17-1.
The Congress is responsible for suspending a member.
Okay.
The Executive Council may, however, temporarily suspend a member.
Underline temporary.
Temporarily suspend a member that seriously and or repeatedly violates its obligations as a member with immediate effect. The suspension approved by the Executive Council shall last until the next Congress.
Okay.
Unless the Executive Council has lifted it in the meantime. Reason are they? Oh, I said the okay.
Enchechemuni is simple. Enchechemuni say. Yemfane say this ruling no endorsed by the Executive Council. Yemfane sir. Or say any suspension from the Executive Council should be temporary until the next Congress. Should be temporary until the next Congress. The next Congress will be in 5 years' time. The next Congress will be in 5 years' time.
So man try me on Congress no.
Me person busa have simple question. Or say should be temporary until the next Congress. The next Congress now e be Ghana ha no 5 years' time.
So the question then will be ban on the buy definite. That will be the question. Based on the
Executive Committee, Executive Council, it will to me. So suspended will be. Now, or suspending a member be a year to time I bear Congress. And now say before I bear Congress, no can almost resign no this. And I say for all you before Congress.
Now, Mebo, for all you know, it say now. Can it be described as temporary or permanent or definite?
There you
no.
Or say the Congress is responsible for suspending a member. Responsible. Underline the word responsible. We will say the Executive Council may, however, temporarily, underline temporarily, or move to me, temporarily, suspend a member that seriously or repeatedly violates its obligation as a member with immediate effect. Obeso ochire say si epesi etwu obi aso tintintia Congress na betimi aye Congress ko betimi ba ni tietia mu de the ESCO can do it. So to the mention say owia or say the suspension approved by the Executive Council. It's been approved by the Executive Council. Executive Council has approved it. Any decision. FNB take Biano. I said the Executive Council approve. What I'm trying to say is based on suspension of the status 17-1, I emphatic say any suspension from the Executive Council should be temporary. So to the mention should be temporary. But they are responsible for a full suspension. Is the Executive Council? Is the Congress?
Ricky,
I'm for Mwana. I saw me again. Say regulations, you know. Who said the man one say, regulations, you know. Emma DC to me. That's why I want to come and help you. We say, what kind of trainer about Division League regulations now? Yeah, that's why I can't know. A mom, this need to ban. But where there is issue about regulation bet me status bet me the status reign because status is the highest document of the GFA. And he said, "You better be na yamau ademienu this bet me that is in regulations.
Next so number kusa was status no more. The one status no be because the highest that is how the GFA.
Ricky Lande, we dey Lande na yen copper too wadaroma. Why? Mama Ricky Lande, Ricky yeko.
In the first place, this issue when it comes, the disciplinary committee can work or act on it. See, Nana Amponsa where Obamu has seen it. Unless Saban we be Juma on Fire Rangers board of directors, na se bano ebesti assetisa. Unless Nana Amponsa ewo Registered General Department when you're a member of the board of directors of Fire Rangers. Say because it punishes the board of directors of the club. And the assets and
which the status doesn't allow.
But the can say so say Nana Amponsa if Asat Enra now ruling a banner yesterday was 30th of June. If Asat yesterday Nana Amponsa any part of the board of directors of Fire Rangers are unu be any case. Pacho utini pa. Best ruling ni best as it is. Nasa Nana Amponsa a member. Sa 7 members na make one sem no say.
Ni di wom bia.
Ni di wom bia say since 93 ba. It am started from that premise no. Nana Amponsa a part of 7 members no Registered General Department as a board director of Fire Rangers there. Necessary ruling no o man timi case na me reverse ruling no. Necessary ruling ni best there. Nana Amponsa will be banned as a director of Fire Rangers.
Yeah.
Then again, issue na man for be quite in a misposition, no. You say in the booth of FIFA, you see no banned player is being transferred. You cannot transfer a banned player. It is a station and Amponsa is a director of Fire Rangers. Meaning that status. I'm saying if because meaning as to whether I say he's there or he's not there. And also bear kotokonu you need him and I say he didn't say that one Kofi I don't know. But Senide ewo because a banned player in the history books of FIFA cannot be transferred. Nana Amponsa cannot hold position at Kotoko. If he goes to be banned as one of the directors that have been banned, what it mean Rania Football Club? You buy from me walk it up.
Go on, okay, second round somehow. Mani we na camera.
One argument in
the why? We Ricky for 2 minutes we Mr. Why?
Baby you jina no, baby you jina sisi no. This is my opinion on it. Sir, directors of Fire Rangers, Nana Amponsa and Kanwa, minim why anybody meba. And I see that one I do not know. Some can hear here. Miss I do not know. Meba, I do not know, honestly speaking. I do not know whether he's a member or not.
I know the affair about for us, about for Brem.
11th 6th 11th of June 2021. Yaw Amponsa and Obeka ya me started and me catch say Nana Amponsa is not known in public is publicly is known as Nana Amponsa by all documentation he's known as Yaw Amponsa and Vivian Amponsa were the only directors and sole shareholders of Fire Rangers. No. 11 June.
What message is there? On record.
Sir, Ricky.
On record, the directors are not only the show that they two.
Okay.
Onone Vivian. They are the only but the directors are more than two. Information.
Okay.
Oh, understand? My provide information.
Ricky.
Mama date.
Ricky, they
provide information.
They met my ass, my minister, now they are wrap up. Now you have to know, why? Would have for you, because what?
Me fa case ni na.
Good.
The GFA are extremely being hashed with the decision.
Who conclude no?
Yes.
Who's my hash?
Okay. Makanoma you know one extremely hashed. 2, you cannot blame them if they take the decision.
Okay.
Entina two test mecha de
conclude ni mienu ame ba for me conclude ni mienu ame na me ko jibo
listen dem can you who say me bisa no ma bi say na ayi Fire Rangers for the da bi won hwa ma bio de na wa ya me no ma bio chama ma bio o da mami dem can say omede kwa just 2 days later and omucha another decision to rescind. As at that time young boy any league action in Division 1 they could have been moderate. That is why I said they've been extremely harsh because the word there is May based on the timing of writing the first letter and the second letter in a space of 2 letters and omede kwa no near more any league match crampo man reflecting affect results and league positions, so you just consider them and be quite moderate. But why me so me blame and say the rules are there. Remember just say the rules are explicit. Chairman, at the end of the day, you know, you the other side is there, the other side there. But in the person and amponsa, so only ni pay idea.
Okay.
So obi to me for the coffee check Clementino here.
No make no.
I want to say
yes, you don't also go through.
Because me say this case Nani Amponsa, but I know say he knows so much about football, and I'm sure say he's preparing himself, and somebody can handle. He himself at this moment, so as in the local room, he is preparing adequately to go and battle this case. It's not a mere case. What Jaka Chairman,
but Jibo,
because we radio station, no more Emran say Captain Okay. Emran say, what is our program there? Yenina Kasa, me starting me use common sense. Zakito buy the same thing. By a same brand de football nti yenyu sumra no eno na Ricky kasa me be o say omo yusumra no omo nyusumra no emra ne mo omutumi so omo take decision no omo take ye no as simple as ABCD.
Okay so the
status of the FA state suspension 17-1 ene ye kan ye any suspension from the executive council should be temporary. 100.7 should be temporary. Any suspension should be temporary. Say wo ban member bia should be temporary. Now we are the temporary now. It should fall within time the next Congress beba so. It is the question here is say the next Congress na FA be kono e beba so the next 5 years ana. So what them say? Congress so ba ye the best ye the season ni bia na eba. Ye call Congress ye dey start the following season. So what them say? It emra ne mo ho kwan. Say unless ABF ne be catch say the next Congress of the Ghana Football Association be baso the next 5 years. It within that period ne there Fire Rangers Football Club and then the directors in fear numedi and because Congress be baso the next 5 years ntino ya twoma so. But because the law doesn't allow ose mon twoma so within that period that next Congress be baso. It's simple as ABCD. It's clearly on say and some na ye kan nyina no Clementino it is sabon sambo po na don sa akoto na aduane e bi ko aduane na nye na aduane but odimrika hey no sorry the decision of the disciplinary committee in FA no is just laughable bogus
okay
bogus
we are sure
na some say mra na dey football obi me challenge me 17-1 no unless e bia brofo na me kan mente ase but good for me mo kuma kani wa ha I say go wako UCC so what you say we need degree or any masters Debbie onya my yeah me ayi wa ha me wo Prempeh college ni wa ha so what you say I know ye prefect ye prefect Debbie the captain you say you come senior captain sir yes
let's say you come koja captain
that be captain we say me wo Zakito so ye o de na hen pole no tamale and I'm about for so ye
what that's
Debbie ba for ye you na akwa reference so what them say the English is just simple and the explanation in TSN is simple. I think say even if the FA will be here, omonye na suspension and follow within the next Congress. Then omoko Congress.
No temporary.
Emrane say 50%, little over 50%. No more to abase ya te ase ya. Nese no ana ya je na to be.
2 minutes each, captain.
So I think say I saw on your head.
Oh, get album crowd would in now.
So I think say it doesn't actually make the FA decision not bogus. They want a hash. Or it doesn't make it bogus a hash. Because even if
bogus say Oma tumrana kune. So to the mechana see you and Oma do omo practical decision.
No, omo use umra no.
Omo use
umra. But the
verdict
no omo.
Na say verdict in here, you know.
You see the point? So I think that that's not to say that Fire Rangers decision to withdraw from League and more bono. Some of us yes so. But I mean from the start here and say since that it take 2 days, just after 2 days, or man skip any game and create problem be a major problem in football. No, the FA should have been lenient, right? Should have been lenient. So if anchor punishment by in any different form rather than say 5 years. Yeah, can't want to say Chile Crano. And we move 17 clause 1 say Omuntimi court to that extent. I just say Congress going to beat my now there. And then I said Fire Rangers Omo appeal. Okay. Omo appeal this case. Na Omo na Omuntia
say
ruling no. FNI state omo you say Omo Tracy you know omo say in the board members grand sanction.
Say
Omo
yeah, omo finance no. Finance let's say there's no record that say the board of directors support the letter that you know.
Okay, maybe
now you see after Makai unse every season bia be shasia obeba season bia be shasia
what can you say
okay Kennedy digital satellite nada ruma ena me kwafa me ba kan yibu
kala wula akwa bi jino say so obeto me obe say o
ma me to ade week nu nya say two week na to ponko
anwana de chine say was 3 million da say na wo ya de no was 2 million week ni nyina say na abo so me boka 7,000 e ho na so 40 7,000 was 1 week menya adwuma you have was make sure kala wule
Kennedy digital satellite na ruma ena me ka say fie be ya kono fie be ya nika no so nya TV si wono mo o peketua anane kase obi e wo hono mo ni nyina mu no eye home theater fufu pounding machine tabletop fridge ena popcorn machine ni nyina e wo ho nyema ne dos bibia e ma fie ya kono yenko akenka e hono mo family plaza Oben Boss FM anase please depot wona mpataze kwantempono so no Adom House eno so nkrabata ne baako e wo ho we ya ba adwumani a bo an so obekọ hihye ne de wo ho 0244 385-128 New Age Recruitment Agency. Uhia number no afre no odo betu kwai na nyema nyina no atimi aye kama jifa number no na afi nyema enkoyie. Ghana Premium Passport Center. Bomadim tumrika eneye anachina ko na afi yemu na afi nya passport. Wa woni bie wa wo bie na opese otretre mu. Thankful Height Blue and Orange building mu enomu wo. Adum opposite Presby Guest House. Ghana ban na amomu tumeje number no 0558 153020 Franco Trading Enterprise. Franco de phones original one and what they aba baako bebre yenko TV set no where the Skyward near Sano so dia ba accessories no ebi ewo ho no nkrabata no jaba jewelry baako ho no mo Challenge Bishop House baako ewo ho 0206 310483 na jese enema Zakito
see again the person was sign a letter no and the problem about the say administrative manager no say I'm friend with DB
Effie
let me can a Fire Rangers nipa na
Isaka
Hamid yeah you see before season message I saw we had 3 signatories but if you want no now there has been question mark as to that gap. I'm told that on your signatory the official signatories now
Fire Rangers
you know and to say on your signatory
yeah but for hands woman we na commitment to
you put a stop to the work no the Fire Rangers knew the guy is not security and they wrote to go and resend the letter that he has the entire case and say if you are not a signatory if you are not inside you don't understand it
if you are not a signatory you can mrasem you cannot
Yes,
let me repeat, you
buy,
cannot write a letter in the position of any club to the GFA if you are not a signatory untimi I am mrasem leku I am mra etino yes it is say and you if understand I want to see the management.
Yemfa say Abbas. Maybe Abbas too. I know a letter kwa koma house for say. Ama GF say. Bibi Koso e wo Ghana football no more house for there. Sa de no mo mpene so. No
which one yes secretary.
Abbas sign.
Yeah.
So almost identity no mo say alone but say na be ya. Obian bi so de keke. Who's house management so mo do so. Et imagine say kan yes amre na obi asore keke no akọ GF say ma twa letter. And then Uncle Jonas Achro, Machoreta GFA, and then Akamia sorry, until I'm say a ye Marata Huntum, Simply and Sape. And a club young for the Dimbre say, answer the badge of Bukata, one of them must sign the letter. And sign a GT letter not to
Abbas. Sana Gasim ho.
Oh, yeah, yeah, Guzua, and need to try drafts the
Ah, okay.
Maybe the cat, you want to done Saturday was him, Masania about drafts. What does it? Yeah, but I'm not call. Kepunozo yazati se referee na obano ni student bi afre se no chese wona kotokukuno do babedi
hey baby modu na bas
na kotokukuno school for na frey se school omuzi kotokukura nti du baby exam school
like school
ko ye no
hey
omuzi kotokunti kotokukura match nti omo ojale ko match se ba ma exams
referee ben mo kana simi
no referee eni se ni yewu Cape Coast it's ya do Cape Coast no exam ya do Saturday your poor meeting we as a money e ko because ye ko he so the mra na be ya adwuma ana wo de ju 4000 na be ya adwuma
na wo twema na ye atem da si wi a wo fa babra nya wi
ni di ka ya man force train what you say school no so we am the school ni di baba ye baba ma ko sa ko Saturday
and ya wi na ka wo
na ko bra just supporters ni say obi am na jin ko na Saturday so ye be di kotoko 1 week ni was
Benjamin Sefa
okay
Benjamin Sefa awi na baba to aso part 2
no obi an ko so nyina ni na
Matthias ye
nya di o se ye nya me
okay 0322 494401 0322 494771 0322 494401 49771. Hello, good morning.